So here's the big four that I wanted to show. This is Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And I bring these up because they really are the ones that most of you are either familiar with or involved with. Instagram is really ideal for anyone who's totally trying to target a millennial audience. It is ideal for an urban area, and these are all pictures. There are no links in an Instagram post, so it's just photos, and you can use hashtags, you can talk to each other, but it is definitely more for a younger audience. So if you're trying to go after, the older buyer or men, this is not the place you want to be. This is definitely women, and it's definitely a younger audience. How many of you guys have Instagram accounts? Excellent. How are they working for you? I only heard one good. I see an eh. It depends on where you are. I think that's one of the important things. Also, one of the things to note about these platforms, you cannot just push it and forget it. So if all you're doing is pushing up photos once a week, and that's all you're doing, and you're not going on Instagram and interacting with other people, then that's another reason why it may not be working. For those of you who do not want to live on your phone, you're going to want to write this down. It's called Schedugram. It's like schedule, Schedugram. And there's also Gramfeed. These are places where you can actually do it from your desktop. So you can go and interact on Instagram without having to be on your phone. And that might be easier for some of you, or even for someone in your office, so you don't have to do everything on the phone. But definitely interacting would make a big difference in your followers, and also how much people are using it. So Facebook is known as what we call it's called Basecamp at this point. It's the social platform most people start from. And this graph used to actually have Google Plus in it, and I've taken it off because Google Plus was announced this last week that they're actually going to break it apart into different tools. So for those of you who weren't aware of that, that is actually what's coming. They're going to be breaking it out into different tools. So they'll have a photo sharing platform and a Hangouts, but they are no longer going to use it as a quote-unquote social network. So they couldn't beat out Facebook. That's really what it boiled down to. So I wanted you to know this because Facebook is actually one of the places that has become where people start and they go off from there. Facebook also skews older now. So you'll find that it's definitely more of a 35 and older audience. Now that doesn't mean that the young kids are completely off this platform. Obviously they're still here, but they don't spend the same amount of time on it as they used to. So that's one of the things that I want to make sure you all understood. Twitter, another platform. Now, one of the reasons I left Twitter in is actually more for search engine optimization reasons. Google and Twitter actually formed a partnership in February, and one of the things that you'll want to note when you are, how many of you are looking at having your website optimized to be found in Google? Everybody's hand should be up. With the relationship between Twitter and Google, one of the things they're actually going to start to do is index the tweets because they wanted real-time news events, and they weren't getting that from their news area. But what they're also doing is the more popular certain tweets are, the better you're going to rank as far as your website. So there's lots going on with social media and search engine optimization. So sometimes, like one of the reasons why we had a lot of clients launch Pinterest a couple years ago was not necessarily just for the Pinterest part. It was because all the links into their website were quality links that Google would say, oh, this is from a credible source, and we give you that kind of authenticity because it's all about those relationships. So now the other reason I wanted to bring up Pinterest is because women love Pinterest, and we love it for lots of reasons. A lot of people are trying to reach the brides. Brides plan entire weddings on Pinterest. They make boards about their rings. It's funny because there's a joke in my office because one of the girls has been with her boyfriend for a while, and they're like, well, you need to make a board on Pinterest and send him all the designs of the rings you like. And you're laughing, but this is exactly what women are doing, is they're like collecting all the styles, and then they do that nudge through social media, or reshare it on their Facebook page, or Instagram it out. And then the guy doesn't have to guess anymore. He can go look at her Pinterest board all about her rings. So this is one of the things you'll see a lot of women are doing. People aren't putting their tech down. And if you guys aren't on those places, when we talk about a marketing funnel, one of the first things in the marketing funnel, and it's in here, is awareness. So we need to get them to be aware that you exist. So these are some of the places that you can make that happen.